Browse to Device, Admin Roles to create a custom admin role profile. 3 read-only role-based admin roles come predefined on the firewall. However, you can create additional custom roles to fit your needs. The Audit Admin role enables a user to review firewall audit data. The Crypto Admin role enables a user to configure and maintain the cryptographic elements related to the establishment of secure connections to the firewall. The Security Admin role enables access to all administrative tasks not permitted by the other 2 predefined admin roles. To create a custom role, click Add. First, choose a descriptive name for your role. We'll type Monitor Only. We named it Monitor Only because the purpose of this role is to allow the user to only monitor the firewall but not change its configuration. Although the description field is optional, it is highly recommended to use it to document the firewall configuration. However, to save a few moments of time in this demonstration, we'll skip it. The Web UI tab enables you to define the specific web interface tabs or features to which users will have access. The access privileges are Enable, which provides read-write access to the feature, Read Only, which provides only read access to the feature, and Disable, which provides no access to the feature. Because we want to define a role that enables users to only view the firewall state, logs, and reports, we will disable everything else. First, we'll leave the dashboard, ACC, and monitor enabled. When a user logs in and is assigned this role, they will see a dashboard tab, an ACC tab, and a monitor tab. Now we'll scroll down and click to disable Policies, as well as Objects, Network, and Device. If a user is assigned this role and they log in, they will not see a Policies tab, an Objects tab, a Network tab, or a Device tab. We'll also disable Privacy, Validate, Save, Commit, Tasks, and Global, which disables additional functionality in the web interface. Next, we'll use the XML REST API tab to configure which firewall features an administrator can manage using the Firewall XML API. By default, all functionality is disabled, and we'll leave it that way. Finally, we'll look at the Command Line tab. By default, None is selected, which means that users assigned this role will not have any command line access to the firewall. They will have no permissions to connect or log in. The other 4 options shown, Super User, Super Reader, Device Admin, and Device Reader, provide other types of command line permissions. For example, the Super User role provides full access to the firewall and the ability to define administrator accounts and virtual systems. The Super Reader role provides read-only access to all configuration settings in the firewall. The Device Admin role provides full access to all firewall settings except for the ability to define new accounts or virtual systems. The Device Reader role provides read-only access to all firewall settings except password profiles and administrator accounts. We'll leave None selected and save our changes. Notice that the new admin role appears in the list. The next step is to assign this new admin role to a user account. To demonstrate this, we'll create a new firewall user account. We'll create a local user account whose configuration settings reside entirely within the firewall's XML configuration file. To create this local user, we'll browse to Device, Administrators, and we'll click Add. We'll name our new user Steve B. If you don't specify an authentication profile, the result is that the firewall creates a local user account name that is stored in the firewall's XML configuration file. The password for this account is also stored in the same XML file, but is encrypted using the firewall's master key. We'll type the password Palo Alto. Notice the red box around password? That is because our passwords don't match. As soon as the passwords match, the red boxes will go away. The user's permissions are determined by the admin role that you assign to the user account. If you select dynamic, then there are certain predefined roles already available. Superuser, superuser read-only, device administrator read-only. To get information about these particular roles and what they allow, you can either refer to the online 9.0 PAN-OS Administrator's Guide, or you can click the help icon right here to get information about these dynamic roles. If you select role-based, then you must choose a dynamic role-based role from the list, and we'll select our monitor-only role that we created just a few minutes ago. A local user account is the only type of user account that can be assigned a password profile. A password profile defines specific password aging attributes that override the firewall's global password aging attributes. Different user accounts can be assigned different password profiles that define different password aging requirements for the different users. The Use Only Client Certificate Authentication Web checkbox and the Use Public Key Authentication SSH checkbox are explained in another portion of this course, and we'll skip it for right now. We'll just click OK to create our new local user account. Notice that the new user account appears in our list. Now, before we test the new user, we'll need to commit our changes. Now we'll log out and log back in as the new user. So let's click log out, and then we'll log in as Steve B with the password of Palo Alto, and we'll see what the web interface looks like when we log in. Notice, based on our assigned admin role profile, that we only have access to the dashboard, ACC, and monitor tabs. This concludes this demonstration of creating a custom admin role and a new local user.